Brother told everyone I faked my military service. Showed up in uniform with medals. At his BBQ party, my phone is screaming. No other word for it. Buzzing non-stop in my hand, while I'm half running across my living room, with my dress shoes in one fist, and my uniform jacket in the other. Notifications stack so fast I can't even read them. Just a waterfall of names and angry emojis and "Is this true?" and "Bro WTF." Then the family group chat unmutes itself like it's possessed. Family BBQ. 146 new messages. My mum is calling. My dad is calling. My brother is calling from a blocked number, like he thinks that's going to make me answer faster. And right in the middle of the noise, a screenshot lands from my cousin. My brother's Facebook post, big and bold, already shared 30 times. Just found out my brother has been lying about serving. Never enlisted, never deployed, stolen valor. Don't let him fool you. I stare at it so hard my eyes go dry. My hands go cold. I can feel my heartbeat in my throat like I'm about to throw up. But my body doesn't do the polite panic. It does the old one, the one that makes everything narrow and sharp. The comments are already a bloodbath. People I went to school with, neighbors, random mates of his I don't even know. Always knew he was full of it. That's disgusting. He should be ashamed. Someone posts a laughing GIF. Someone tags the local community page. Then another notification hits. Live video starting. Exposing stolen valor, with my brother's profile picture next to it. My chest tightens so hard it actually hurts. He's about to make this a show. At his BBQ. With a crowd. With my name in his mouth like it's a punchline. I grab my phone, thumb shaking, and the screen lights up with another call. Mum again. I ignore it. A text comes through from Dad. Do not go there. This is family business. Like it's a private disagreement. Like he didn't just set me on fire in public. My brother's next text pops up a second later. Stay away. You're not ruining my day. Don't even try. And then, like the universe wants to twist the knife, an old message resurfaces in the family chat. Someone dug it up and pasted it like evidence in a trial. My brother, years ago, replying to my photo in uniform after a ceremonial parade. Nice costume. Underneath it, my aunt adds, we all knew you were dramatic. I'm standing there in my socks, staring at that screenshot, and something in me snaps into place. Not rage exactly, more like clarity, because the part that makes my hands shake isn't fear of strangers thinking I'm a liar. It's the familiar feeling of my family deciding who I am, and then expecting me to accept it. I don't even remember deciding to move. But suddenly, I'm at the closet, yanking the garment bag down, unzipping it, smoothing the fabric with the kind of careful hands you use for something you respect. My medals are in the little box, the one I never open unless I have to. My discharge papers are in a folder, my service photos, my unit letter. I didn't keep those things for drama. I kept them because somewhere deep down, I always knew I'd need proof. Not for the world, for them. By the time I'm in the car, the BBQ address is already pinned in my map like it's a target. My phone is in the cup holder, buzzing itself stupid. Mia from my old section texts. Mate, are you okay? I just saw this. Tell me you're not alone. Another message from a bloke I served with. Say the word, I'll come. My hands grip the steering wheel so hard my fingers ache. I can hear my brother's laugh in my head like he's already enjoying it. I can picture the backyard, his new grill, his big, loud music, his mates, his girlfriend's family, everyone holding beers, everyone watching him expose me like it's entertainment. I take one breath, then another. Then I flick my indicator like this is just another drive and not a collision. When I pull up, the street is packed. Cars up on the curb, kids running around with water balloons, music thumping through the fence. I sit there for 1 second with my uniform jacket on my lap, and my stomach flips like I'm about to step onto a stage I didn't audition for. Then my phone lights up again. Dad calling, Mum calling, blocked number calling, and I silence the whole thing, not mute. Silence. If I'm doing this, I'm doing it clean. I slide on my jacket, straighten it, check the ribbons, the medals, the nameplate. My hands are steady now in this weird, eerie way, like my body has picked a lane. The gate creaks when I push it open. Conversations don't stop at first. People are laughing. Someone's cheering because a kid hit someone with a water balloon. My brother's voice is loud over the music. "Nah, I'm telling you," he's saying, and I can hear the grin in it. People will lie about anything for attention. Then I step into view, and it's like someone yanked the plug on the whole backyard. The laughter drops. The music keeps playing, but the people go quiet. Heads turn. A beer bottle clinks against a table. I see my brother freeze mid-gesture with a pair of tongs in his hand, like he can't compute what he's seeing. His girlfriend's dad looks me up and down, eyebrows lifting. My brother's mate whispers, "What the?" My brother's face changes fast. Shock first, then anger, then that performative laugh he uses when he's cornered. "No way," he says, loud enough for everyone. "You really committed to the bit." He points at me like I'm a punchline. "You went and got a costume, for real." People shift uncomfortably. Someone's filming. I can see the phone held chest high, trying to be subtle but not really. My mum appears near the sliding door like she's been watching for me. Her face is wet, but her eyes are hard. My dad is behind her, jaw tight, already shaking his head like he's disappointed in me. I don't raise my voice. I don't step toward my brother like we're about to fight. I just stop in the middle of the yard, right where everyone can see me, and I say, "You told everyone I faked my service." My brother snorts, "Because you did." "Okay," I say. One word. Calm. I reach into the inner pocket of my jacket and pull out a folded document folder. Not dramatically, not like a movie, just like someone pulling out a receipt at a checkout. Here's my service record summary. Here's my discharge. Here's my certificate for the medals you're calling fake. I tap the folder against my palm. And here's the part I'm not doing today. I'm not begging you to believe me. I'm not arguing with you in front of a crowd like it's entertainment. His girlfriend's mum, tight smile, fancy sundress, leans forward and says, Is that real?" Like she doesn't want it to be. Like she wants to stay on the comfortable side of the story. Before I can answer, my brother lunges for the folder. "Give me that," he snaps, and for a second the old reflex kicks in. Protect, retreat, swallow it. But I move my hand back and say, "No." Just no. Firm, flat. His fingers miss the paper by an inch. The crowd makes this little collective sound, like a gasp swallowed halfway. My dad barks, "Enough," like I'm the one causing a scene. My mum whispers, "Not here," like the only thing she cares about is how it looks. And then my phone vibrates again in my pocket. I look down and see the notification that makes my blood go ice cold. My brother has just gone live. Exposing stolen valor, and the thumbnail is my face, in uniform, standing in his backyard. He's turned me into content. So I do the bold thing right then, in the middle of his party, in front of everyone. I pull out my phone, open his live video, and I comment once. One comment. No rant. No essay. I attach one screenshot, his old email to me from years back, the one he sent when I was about to deploy, the one I never deleted. It's short and cruel. If you actually go, don't expect us to care. Stop playing hero. Then under it, I type, for anyone watching, I served. I have the records. This live stream is defamation. Save your screenshots. My brother sees it instantly, because his eyes flick down to his phone, and his face goes white. Not guilty white. Panicked white. He wasn't expecting me to show receipts. He was expecting me to get emotional, to yell, to look unhinged. He was counting on chaos. He turns the camera back to me, voice rising. "Look at him," he shouts. "He's threatening me now. This is what he does. He manipulates people." He's talking fast, like if he keeps moving, the truth won't catch him. His mate beside him mutters, "Bro, what if he actually did serve?" And my brother shoots him a look that could cut glass. Then my mate, Ryan from my old unit, walks through the gate like he owns gravity. I didn't even know he was coming until he's there, tall, calm, holding his phone like he's already recording. He looks at me, nods once, then looks at my brother. "You're the brother?" he asks, voice even. "The one saying he's lying?" My brother opens his mouth and Ryan doesn't let him start. "Because I trained with him," Ryan says, and the yard goes dead silent. "I deployed with him, and you can stop the stolen valor nonsense right now, before you do real damage." My brother's girlfriend looks like someone just pulled the floor out from under her. My mum makes a strangled sound. My dad's face tightens, eyes darting, calculating. The crowd starts murmuring, and I can feel the narrative shifting. Slowly, reluctantly, but shifting. People start looking at my brother differently, not as the funny, loud guy hosting a BBQ, but as a man who might have just lied publicly to humiliate his own sibling. To understand why this feels unreal, you need to know what my family was saying about my service long before today, and why my brother chose this exact moment to light the match. I joined young. Not movie young, just young enough that I still thought effort was always rewarded, and adults were mostly fair. My brother is older than me by 3 years, and he has always been the sun in my parents' solar system. He could crash a car, and they'd explain it away. He could blow rent money on stupid stuff, and they'd blame the economy. He could be loud and messy and reckless, and they'd call it confidence. Me, I was sensitive. Serious. Too intense. Like my feelings were a personality flaw. When I enlisted, my brother laughed first. Literally laughed. "You," he said, sitting on the couch with his feet on the table. "You're going to be one of those guys who makes it their whole identity." Dad didn't laugh, but he didn't defend me either. He just said, "Why would you do that? You have options. Don't embarrass yourself." Mum cried, but not proud tears. More like I'd announced I was moving overseas with a stranger. "You'll get hurt," she kept saying. "And for what? We don't need that." I still went. Training was hard in the way that strips you down. Not glamorous, not inspirational poster stuff. Just early mornings, exhaustion, being told you're wrong 1,000 times until you're right. I didn't tell my family much because every time I tried, my brother made it a joke. He'd imitate how I stood. He'd call me Private Barbie because I ironed my uniform properly. At one family dinner, in front of relatives, he raised his glass and said, "To my little brother, who's joining the army because he wants attention," and everyone laughed like it was a compliment. The worst part wasn't strangers. Strangers didn't know me. The worst part was coming home on leave and feeling like I was a guest in my own family. I'd sit at the table while my brother talked over me, while Dad asked him about work, while Mum fussed over him like he was fragile, and the second the topic drifted toward me, my brother would smirk and say, "So, how's soldier cosplay?" I tried to let it roll off. I tried to be bigger. I told myself they didn't get it. But it eats at you when your own blood treats your service like a costume. Then I deployed. I'm not going to pretend it was heroic every second. It was long days and short nights, and boredom that snapped into fear without warning. It was missing birthdays, missing weddings, watching videos of family gatherings where I was a name someone mentioned once. It was the kind of stress that makes your body feel like it's always braced for impact, even when nothing is happening. I sent messages when I could. Mum would reply with one-line updates like, "Okay, stay safe." Dad barely replied at all. My brother, when he replied, sent memes. Once, after a rough week, I messaged him privately and said, "Can you just tell Mum and Dad I'm okay? They're not answering much." He replied, "You chose this. Don't make it my problem." The day I came back, I expected something. Not a parade, just a sign that they were glad I made it. Instead, my brother had a BBQ. Not for me, just a normal BBQ. He introduced me to his mates as my brother, the army guy, like I was a novelty. Someone asked where I'd been, and before I could answer, my brother jumped in with, "He'll tell you some dramatic story. Don't listen." And everyone laughed. I started learning then that my family didn't want the truth. They wanted the version of me that kept them comfortable. Fast forward a few years. I'm out. Not because I hated it. Because my body was done with the tempo and my head needed quiet. I did the hard shift back into civilian life, which nobody prepares you for properly. Finding work, keeping routines, trying not to flinch at stupid noises, trying to explain parts of yourself to people who only know the movie versions. I kept my medals in a box. I didn't hang flags. I didn't talk about it unless someone asked respectfully. I didn't want applause. I wanted normal. My brother, meanwhile, started telling people his own version of my life. At first, it was small. He never really did anything. He was just reserves. He never saw anything real. Then it turned into something uglier whenever he was losing attention. When his relationship was falling apart, he'd pick a fight with me. When his job was unstable, he'd poke at me. When I got promoted at my civilian job, he said, "Must be nice to get handouts." When I started dating someone serious, he told her at a dinner, "Just so you know, he exaggerates everything." I went low contact after that. Not because I'm dramatic, because I got tired of being the punching bag in his comedy routine. And then came this BBQ. My brother's girlfriend is newish. Her family is the kind that cares about reputation. They talk about respect a lot. My brother has been desperate to look impressive around them. He's been telling stories, embellishing. I know because my cousin told me he's been introducing himself as basically the one who held the family together while my brother was off playing soldier. He's been painting himself as the responsible one, the martyr. 2 weeks ago, he texted me out of nowhere. "Hey, random. Do you still have any uniform stuff? For a themed thing. Don't ask." I said no. I didn't even ask what it was because I could smell trouble. Then last night he called. I didn't answer. He left a voicemail. Just, "Don't come tomorrow. It's my day." Like he gets to decide where I exist. I think he thought I would stay quiet. He thought I'd do what I always used to do. Take the hit. Disappear. Let him be the loud one. But he didn't count on the thing he never understood about me. I can be quiet for a long time, but once I decide I'm done, I'm done. Back in his backyard, in the present, the crowd is shifting in real time. People are murmuring. His girlfriend's dad is staring at my brother like he's seeing a different person. Someone says, "So, you lied?" Another person says, "Why would you post that if you weren't sure?" My brother's mate, same guy who muttered earlier, leans close and says, "Bro, turn off the live." My brother snaps, "Shut up," and keeps filming. But now his voice has that wobble under it. My mom tries to step between us like she's putting out a fire. Okay, she says, palms out, trying to smile like this is normal. Let's not do this in front of everyone. She looks at me with that pleading glare that isn't really pleading. It's warning. Don't embarrass us. My dad steps close and hisses, "You've made your point. Go home." Like I'm a child who misbehaved at church. I look at him, and something bitter rises in my throat. "You told me not to come," I say. "You didn't tell him not to lie." Dad's eyes flick, guilty for half a second, then hard again. "This isn't the place," he repeats. "It became the place when he posted it," I say. My brother tries to barrel through with his old tactic. Louder, faster, meaner. "He's manipulating you," he shouts to his girlfriend's family. "He always does this. He makes himself the victim." Then he points at Ryan. "And you? Who even are you? One of his little army friends he paid to show up?" Ryan laughs once, sharp. "Paid?" he repeats. "Mate, I'm here because I don't like watching someone weaponize service for a backyard audience." My brother's girlfriend steps forward, voice shaking. "Why would you do this?" she asks him, eyes glossy. "Why would you say he lied?" My brother's face twists. He looks around and realizes the crowd isn't laughing anymore. The performance isn't landing. So he does what he always does when he's cornered. He tries to flip it into blame. "Because he's always acted superior," he snaps. "Because he thinks he's better than us. Because—" He cuts himself off, breathing hard, then blurts the real thing like it slips out by accident. "Because everyone listens when he talks." There it is, the actual wound. Not morality, not stolen valor outrage, jealousy. The consequences hit fast after that. His girlfriend's dad tells him, "Turn that off," in a voice that doesn't negotiate. Someone else mutters, "This is messed up." A couple of his mates start drifting away from him like he's radioactive. My aunt tries to salvage it by saying, "Families fight." But nobody's buying it because this wasn't a fight. This was an ambush. My brother finally turns off the live, but the damage is done. People have screen recorded it. I can see it on phones in people's hands. The comments are already changing. Not sympathetic to him anymore. Curious, skeptical. Some even angry at him. And then my brother does one last desperate thing. He steps close to me and lowers his voice so only I can hear. "You think you win?" he spits. "Mom and Dad will pick me. They always do." I stare at him. My heart is pounding, but my voice comes out calm. "That's fine," I say. "Pick who you want. I'm not auditioning anymore." I turn to my mom and dad, right there in front of everyone, and I don't beg. I don't explain my whole life. I don't ask them to finally be proud. I just say, "I'm leaving. Don't contact me about this. And if any of you post my name again calling me a liar, my lawyer will." Mum's face crumples like she's offended I'd even mention a lawyer. "You'd sue your own family?" she whispers, horrified. "I'd protect myself from my own family," I correct, "because you clearly won't." That's the moment my dad's face changes. Not anger, not disappointment, fear, because he knows I mean it. He knows I'm not the same kid who swallowed jokes and smiled. I walk out of the backyard with Ryan beside me, and the air outside the gate feels colder, quieter, like stepping out of a burning room. My phone vibrates in my pocket. Mum calling again. Dad calling again. My brother calling again. I don't answer. I get in my car, sit there for a second, and my hands finally start shaking now that the adrenaline is draining out. Ryan glances at me. "You okay?" he asks. I swallow. "I'm furious," I say honestly, "and I'm tired." He nods like he understands exactly. "Go home," he says, "and save everything." So I do. When I get home, I sit at my kitchen table and open my laptop like it's a weapon. I pull up the live recording someone already sent me. I screenshot the post, the comments, the share count. I save my service documents in a folder. I don't do it with dramatic music in the background. I do it with the same boring precision I use to pay bills, because that's how you survive people like my brother. Facts, timestamps, paper. Then the gut punch twist lands in my inbox from an unfamiliar address with a charity logo in the signature. Subject line: Verification request. Fundraiser support our veteran. My stomach drops before I even open it. Inside, a coordinator writes, polite and confused. "Hi. We received multiple reports that your name and service were used in promotional materials for today's BBQ fundraiser. We were told you would be present and speaking. Can you confirm your involvement?" I stare at the screen until my eyes sting. My brother didn't just accuse me for attention. He used my service to raise money and look noble. And when he realized I wasn't going to play along, he tried to destroy my credibility first, so he could keep the spotlight and the donations. I forward the email to my lawyer. Then I type my reply to the coordinator, hands steady again. I was not involved. I did serve. I did not consent to my name or service being used. Please preserve any promotional materials and direct further questions to my counsel. My phone rings again. Mum. I decline it. Dad. Decline. My brother. Decline. Then I open my messages and send one text. One. To the family group chat. The last thing I give them. Stop using my service as your prop. Stop using my name. Any further posts or fundraising claims using me will be handled formally. I don't wait for replies. I don't watch the typing bubbles. I block the chat. The final beat is quiet, not cinematic. My medals are still on the table in their little box. I look at them for a long second, not with pride, not with shame, just with this strange calm. They're mine. The story is mine. The truth is mine. And for the first time, it doesn't feel like something my family gets to vote on. My phone rings one more time. Unknown number, probably my brother trying a new line. And I watch it buzz across the table like a trapped insect. I let it ring out.